Respect versus obedience. This is again a question of values, and respect is good. I mean, it's a nice value. You respect people because you inherently feel respect towards them, or you respect them because of seniority, because they are your elders and all that. Uh, but I think one needs to make a distinction between being respectful towards somebody and being obedient as far as that person is concerned and obeying that person. I can be respectful and still not be obedient. And I think that's a good distinction to have, and sometimes it is a necessary thing to do. We have our seniors and elders and all that. We respect them, we touch our feet in the Indian tradition, maybe we press their feet, and we behave courteously towards them and all that. Our language is proper, behavior is proper, everything is denotes decency, respect, courtesy, and all that. But doesn't mean that, and you do that because that is a good value. They have more experience, they have achieved more, they have lived longer, so they deserve respect. And but the point is, do you need to obey them? Why do you have to obey them? And that's where I think one needs to draw the line, because you do when it comes to making a decision, doing something, deciding about your life, your career, your business, or anything of that sort, and you listen to people, but you do what makes sense to you, what is logical, what is sensible, what convinces you is the right thing to do. Do you do it simply because somebody senior to you says it, and since he is senior, you have to respect him and therefore automatically obey him? I don't think so. I think obedience and respect have to be kept separate. You can respectfully disagree with people and say, sorry, I respect you, but that is my decision. Otherwise, it goes against the whole culture of innovation and entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is about taking risks, and sometimes seniors might be risk averse and would ask you not to take that risk. So, do you do it simply because they ask you not to do it? Or is it because you are convinced that it is not the right thing to do? Innovation is about challenging old things. And you would do nothing new if the old thing, if whatever existed was the perfect thing. That everything that existed is perfect. There is no chance in making anything better or improving anything. So then there is no scope or need for innovation or experimentation or invention. Whatever we have is the best possible thing that we could have. So there is no need for doing anything new or different. So your respect for the old stuff, for tradition, for the past, for seniority would go against your desire to do things differently, to do something new, to innovate. So innovation has some sort of a rebelliousness inbuilt into it, that some sort of challenging the past, challenging the traditions, challenging authority, not in a very aggressive or that sort of a manner, but the idea is that we can do better. It is possible to improve upon things. It is possible that new things can be done, and better and new stuff can be done. And the moment you say new and better stuff can be done, means that whatever is currently existing is not necessarily the best thing. You can have a better version. And if you are too respectful of tradition, then you would never think like this. You would say all the best stuff has already been done. So it would be like showing disrespect towards authority or towards tradition or towards established practices and norms. So there would be no scope for innovation. How do you do that? And that's not the right thing. That would go against the whole culture of innovation. So innovation requires Again, some sort of healthy disrespect for authority and established traditions and past and seniority and elderly people and their advice. You should not live in a gerontocratic culture where the old people call all the shots. We respect seniors, but we don't necessarily obey them all the time. We obey them when it feels like the right thing to do. Sometimes we have to go against their wishes because it is the right thing to do, and what we are doing is the better thing, and they are not allowing us to do that. So we simply say, oh, it would be disrespectful to disobey, so let's not disobey. So let things continue even if they are lousy. That is silly, that is idiotic, that is stupid, that would hold up all progress. Science, engineering, everything works by doing new stuff day in and day out. All invention, all technology, all science is new stuff. Science does not say that, look, whatever is in the past, it's already done. The best things have been done. Everything that is worth doing, all the knowledge that is worth acquiring has been acquired. All the technologies are already there, so nothing new is possible. Science says no. Whenever we find some a better theory, we adopt that theory. Whenever we find a better technology, we use that. Engineering, invention, we always keep on improving to new things, tools, technologies, to get better productivity, quality, all that. Whether it is technology, methods, systems, processes, products, services, whatever it is. So innovation is about disobeying people, disobeying the past, disobeying the dictates of the past. You respect the past for whatever is it has taught you, for whatever the achievements of the past have been. But that doesn't mean that you stop believing in yourself and doing new things. You have to be forward thinking, forward looking, look towards the future. Don't be fixated on the past, and don't think that everything that is worth doing has already been done. So this is the crucial difference. Be respectful of seniority, tradition, and all that, but don't be obedient all the time. Be obedient when you feel like being obedient, and disobey with respect when what you are going to do is better than what is being proposed or what the seniors are forcing upon you. Otherwise, nothing new will happen. And if you believe that nothing new needs to happen because all the best stuff has already been done, then it's fine. But I don't think that is the case. If you are logical and sensible, you will realize that that is not the case. It is always possible to improve upon the existing things, or no change is possible or necessary, and that's not the case. So invention, innovation, that sort of a culture requires some sort of rebelliousness, some sort of healthy disrespect for authority, tradition, old things, seniority, gerontocracy, and we have to be willing to try new things, get rid of past stuff if the past stuff is useless. Something is sometimes things have to be scrapped and junked. Old products have to be junked. Old automobiles have to be junked and scrapped. Things have their expiry date and they have to be thrown out, whether it is medicine or whether it is machines. So things age, and then, I mean, age does not always mean experience. In mechanical stuff, you see that age means decay. So even in human beings, age beyond a point becomes means decay, decline. 3 years experience is better than 1 year's. 10 years is better than 3 years. 30 years is better than 10 years. Is it like that linear? No. After some point of time, too much experience means you are fixed in your way of, you are set in the way you do things, and you stop seeing the world with fresh ideas. You are already fixed. Your routine is fixed. Your mental modes are fixed. So nothing new is possible. You stop looking at the world with new things. You are already conditioned. So more experience does not always mean more ideas and more wisdom and all that. More experience sometimes means it makes you rigid, and you are unable to see novelty or recognize novelty or the need for novelty, or even you don't even get new ideas. So age does not always means age does mean experience, but experience after a certain point of time has a diminishing return. I mean, there is a law in economics, diminishing law of diminishing returns. The first piece of sweet that you eat gives you pleasure. Second gives you a little less pleasure. Then eventually, the pleasure that you derive from every incremental unit or every addition starts decreasing, diminishing marginal utility, DMU, so diminishing returns. So beyond a point, age and experience also have diminishing returns. So somebody just has more experience doesn't mean he is smarter, wiser, better, everything and all that. Nothing like that. Some experience is good. After some times, some people stop thinking, though they get on in age, keep on acquiring experience, but doesn't mean their minds continues and keeps functioning and working, and or at least at the same level. So experience does not always translate into accumulation of wisdom and knowledge and all that. It just stops. There might be decline, there might be stagnation, there might be decay, or there might be, it just stops. It matures and it doesn't go beyond that. You stop learning, you stop thinking after a certain point of time. So that also has its place. So again, disrespect towards seniority, in the sense, healthy disrespect in the sense, be respectful, but not necessarily, you don't have to necessarily obey somebody who is more experienced, because there will always be somebody who is more experienced than you. And how much experience is the right kind of experience or right amount? Is it 10 years, 30 years? It varies from person to person. Some person can learn a lot in 3 years, and some person will spend 30 years and still not learn enough. It depends on the individual, on the circumstances and all that. So there is no uniform law that this much experience is the ideal experience, and you don't have that, so you can't do that. So basically, there is a difference between these two values, and you need to be ready to consider the idea that there is, these two terms mean two different things. There is a difference. Respect is good, obedience is not always necessarily good. It goes against the whole concept of innovation, militates against the concept of experimentation, innovation, invention, new technologies and new stuff, and doing new things. So that's one thing that one must be mindful about. Thank you.